I call the member for Ballina.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Energy. Minister, whilst we welcome solar battery subsidies, the cheapest battery is about $15,000 to purchase and install, and the subsidy is a maximum of $2,000, and the rebate doesn't kick in until November. So will you commit to increase the rebate and hasten the rollout?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker, and thanks so much to the member for Ballina, an excellent member, and I do enjoy every time I go and visit. I get to see the member for Ballina in action, someone who's very passionate about her community, well connected and always advocates. So thank you very much for that the question. As I said, I'm representing the Minister for Energy here. So we're acutely aware as a government of the energy, the impact that energy has on local businesses and communities, and that's why when we went to the election, we went with a commitment of $650 in support for local businesses and small businesses. Those opposite went with nothing. Mr Speaker, we're also a government that's very much focused on supporting households and businesses in the take-up of renewable energy. And to that point, there's a few things that I wouldn't mind talking about. We're looking for things not only that are good for energy bills, but also good for the environment, but also making sure that they're implemented properly so we don't have a situation where there's anything that's unsafe. Last month, the Minister for Energy announced the expansion of the peak demand reduction scheme, incentives to make installing household batteries more affordable to people, and I really do appreciate that, because what a battery does is it allows people to better harness their solar, to make better use of it. So during the day they're using their solar, they're also storing the energy into a battery, and then at night when there's no sun shining they can then use that. So we recognise the importance of that, and it's also a recognition by our government that we need to make sure that we are better at harnessing the solar that we collect. We collect a lot during the day, but the storage of it for households is something we're not good at, because we also know there's such a cost prohibitive process. And I know, particularly up in the Ballina area, there's a lot of people who are off grid and they run on their own solar. This is something that will support them and also support their local businesses. So I'm really pleased to see that that's the case. It's not only going to reduce energy bills, it's going to make it more reliable. Mr Speaker, one of the things that's interesting is the difference in approach. We're a government that actually sees the benefit of this. When I have a look at the federal Liberals, for example, they spent a decade dithering about climate change and the need to act on energy. And at the moment, what we're hearing is that the leader of the opposition, Mr Dutton, just goes, yeah, we're just going to abandon those 2030 targets. Not only will we stick into those targets, we'll meet those targets, but we'll also make sure that all the communities are supported in that. What I will say is that this proposal that's been put forward, the policy, will mean that homes and businesses with solar can apply for rebates of up to between $1,600 and $2,400 for up to 13 kilowatt system. And what we'll do is make sure that that helps people install. But in making sure that we announce that, what's happened now is there's been a lot of consultation.
Member for Ballina. An additional 2 minutes is granted.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Thank you to the member. There's been a lot of consultation with industry, as I said, to make sure that we get it done right, make sure that it's also done in a fair way. We want a situation where the consumer is protected, but also small businesses are able to do this, and at the same time we can harness on that power. What's happened is IPART is also going through accreditation process at the moment. I've been informed by the Minister's office that where possible and where it is possible and where there is not a safety element, and we know that things have been done in a correct format, there is a consideration of bringing it forward. So that's a discussion that will continue, but we need to allow the process of making sure that we accredit people correctly, that IPART is satisfied, that we've also got people who are trained to be able to install them. The last thing we want is installation that could potentially be a little bit dangerous. We did, as a government, carry out extensive consultation, and one of the things that came out from consultation, particularly from industry, was that people want to see this regulated so that it's done properly. So it will happen where possible, be brought forward, but regulations need to be in place to make sure that not only are we harnessing it, are people benefiting from it, but also the safety element is covered. Mr Speaker, this is a government, as the fine member would know, really acts on this transition. Only recently we introduced the Energy Security Corporation legislation. This then supports our household solar, supports the batteries. This government will continue to support local businesses, but it's essential that this scheme it's essential that this scheme operates safely and operates properly. We recognise the importance of household batteries